Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I'm going to be doing a flip through of my February junk journal. So each month I purchase a Cheaply Chic's collection. So basically it's a junk journal, and then basically she just packages a whole pack together, and it's got pretty much everything you would need to create to do a junk journal. I do like to add my own bits and pieces because I have so much stuff that I like to include that. But I did basically use every single piece of that collection this month. I think I still have a couple little fibers left, but that's about it. But I literally used, I think, every single piece of it. So it was really great. I really, really enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun. I was actually inspired by her. She actually took a day and did like 14 videos and then loaded them consecutively for the last 14 days of February. And if you watch my planner videos, you would have known that I've kind of gone through a pretty big loss in my life. My stepfather passed on the 21st of February. So I've been dealing with that a lot, obviously, with the arrangements and the memorial and things like that. So those videos, Lynette, were just inspiring to me, and literally every single day I was looking forward to those videos because it just gave me like a little bit of just a relaxing moment to just kind of 20-30 minutes to just not think about what was going on and just have a little crafty time with you. And I got inspired, so one day I just sat down and basically created all of the pages and then went through and then actually journaled in it. So I thought it was like the longest intro ever on the planet, but I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you. So this is the journal. I will leave her link down below and everything. I think she might have some more of these still in her shop. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll definitely leave all of her links in the description box. This month was called Choose Joy, or Choose Love, and it's really, really beautiful. I love all of the components. I love when she puts the like doilies on the front, and yeah, so it's always beautiful. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. So the devotional that I use is called the Binder Co. Devotionals, and it this month's, the February month, was called Marvelous. That's the name of it. So I just created this little title page. I like to do this. Just layered up some different pieces. I put a little lace down here, and then just used some letter stickers to write out the word Marvelous. And then I had one of the little pockets that she provided. She had a little library card in one of the in her journaling collection. So I just layered up some paper, and she had this little cute little tag thing in there. So I just put February 2019. And then I'm actually writing in here. I haven't done it all yet, but I'm going to be writing kind of just something that stood out for me each day. So maybe not every day, but just some things that have stood out to me in this journal. So I started, but I haven't finished that. So I have to go back and finish that piece. Okay. So this one was just kind of plain, just did some journaling and added some washi. I used the music paper that was in here as a pocket. So this is actually a piece of paper that was in here, and I just glued it with some of this really cool eyelash trim. And then she always gives us a tag that goes along with the paper. It's part of the cutoff paper. And so I went ahead and just put some of the fibers on there and stuck this in here. So it's kind of it's almost like a belly band because it's open from both ends, but I just stuck that in there. And then again, did just some simple stuff. And then the scriptures and some journaling. And this one I did a little pocket. This actually came from an inspiration from one of my planner videos. I did this in a planner spread, and I thought, oh, I could do that in my journaling. So I just have a little note to my son in there. So it's a little bit private, and it's just this kind of this powerful love, and I'm talking about the scripture. I added some of my own lace trim. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the trim that came in the collection. Maybe, yeah, I think it is. I think it's a piece that came in the collection. Okay, so this is all pieces that came in the collection. This is a journaling card that I had. So I just created this little pocket or a little tuck spot with that. The little flowers came in the collection. These came from Yaleidy. Okay, so, and then I added some of the fibers. I think the fiber also came from Yaleidy as well. I think she actually watches my channel, so, yeah. So I think if I'm mistaken, let me know in the comments. And then there is a little journal card with some journaling on the back of that. This was part of the bag, and I'll show you what I did with the rest of it, but I actually had a cutoff piece from the bag, so I literally just stuck it made it a little pocket, and I stuck it on the paper and just glued it on there just to add a little colorful stuff to that side. I just used this one as a little decoration piece. This idea I stole from Dazzling Duchess. I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry if it's not how you say it. But I think it's Dazzling Duchess. But yeah, so she did this one time in her journal. She doesn't do a lot of journaling videos, but she did one, and she did this, like, actually wrote inside the heart, and so I stole that idea from her. Here's a little journaling tag that this is part of the paper collection. So I just stuck this in the bag, and the little gemstones were also part of the collection. This is a doily that came in the collection. This was just a journaling card that I had. I added some stickers up here at the top. Put a little, this came from Yaleidy. This was part of the little pack that she had given to us. This I bought at Hobby Lobby, and stuck that on there because I thought it looked cute. So there's some journaling on the back of this. And then there is a song lyrics on the back of that. It's part of the devotional. And then just the scripture. I just put one of the doilies down. This is a little pocket tag belly band thing. This is a really cool little envelope that came in the collection, and this is actually another envelope too. I could have put something inside this little pocket, but I really didn't need it. I forgot that was in there. I didn't really need it, so I'm just using this little pocket. But I thought that it looked cool layered up together, and then I put this little sticker here, and it kind of just tucks the little envelope in there, because it's kind of on a puff. It's on a little bit of a puff dot. And I just added a little scripture here and wrote out the scripture. And on this side, I put the tag with the little arrow. And then, of course, it's got some journaling on the front. I did this little, so a YouTuber slash friend of Lynette's and mine. I just recently found out she had been a subscriber for many years, and I didn't even know that. So, so she actually gave us a bunch of different little hearts for the collection, and as soon as I saw them, I just instantly was inspired to do something like this. So I created this kind of like waterfall effect of all the flowers, and then I added some pom-pom trim to the side. This so this is the center, and since this journal was kind of based on love, I had this sticker. This is actually a wall sticker that came from the Dollar Tree, and so it's actually halved like this, and it literally fit perfectly in this into the page. So I didn't even have to trim it or anything. It just literally fit right in. And of course it's Corinthians 13. Okay, and then this one, I just took the little label sticker, chalk sticker that she had. I added some little pearls here on the corners, and then just stuck a sticker here. And then I did just a scripture. I actually used this little piece of corrugated cardboard to put in these lines. I'm not sure if you can see the lines, but I got this idea from Gail Augustinelli, I think is how she says her name. I don't really know how to say her last name, but I got that idea from her, and I just love it. And I was able to write out the scripture. I did a little bit of layering. This actually is the piece of doily. You'll see what I did with the doily, but I kind of inked up the doily and kind of messed it up a little bit. So I just cut out the heart part in the center and then just layered it up. And this was a little bow that came in the thing. And then of course I have a bunch of journaling on the inside. This came from the collection. This was from my stash. This little piece of lace here was from Yaleidy. And then I just layered up a piece. The funny thing is I was starting to write the scripture and I wrote it too big and I wasn't going to be able to fit it into the space. So I just took a piece of tea dyed paper from my stash and just redid it and then glued it over there, and I think it looks great. And then I just put this word love. I have this sticker in here that's like this was from Hobby Lobby. This came from my stash, and I thought, when am I ever going to use this green sticker? Well, there you go. That's when I used it. Worked perfectly. All right, so then I took this little guest check, and you can see that it has, I hope you can see. I think you can see, yeah. It has a kind of a stencil on it, and what I did was I used the doily as my stencil. And I just took the vintage photo and used the doily, put it down, and just used my little dabber thingy here and dabbed it all around. And yeah, I used it as a stencil. I also used a stencil here, and then just did some layering with some of the pieces that came from the collection. I also did put the little tag on here with the words, and I just put these words came from my stash. They just came from a Illustrated Faith sticker book that I had. So I thought that looks really cute. I like how that looks. And yeah, so then the next page, I just used this page as a decorative piece. This is just some vellum that I had. So I just glued it on there and then did some layering with stickers. I did a little pocket here with some journaling in this tag, and yeah, just used some of the tickets, and these little things came in the collection, and the little flowers. I got really inspired because Lynette did a lot of kind of collaging on her little bags and tuck spots and stuff, so I was really inspired by that. And then again, I did the doily stencil on this one, on some music sheet, and there's some journaling on the back of that. And then the scriptures on the front here. This piece of pink paper is also part of the collection. It's part of the book. You can see it's sewn in. And again, I just used it as a little pocket. The reason why I do that is because I'm a completionist and I like to have a complete book. And sometimes those little pieces don't work with the layout. Like I don't have enough to say to anyway, I just like the way that it looks. And I'm a completionist and I like to have the complete book, so that helps me kind of make sure I don't have any pages left over. I just did a little layering here and then put this piece of tea dye paper with the scripture on it. This one came from this little fold out here, so I'll tell you what I did with that in a second, but I tore this off and I just did count blessings, and I just wrote in all of the blessings with stickers that I had. So, and then I just put it in this bag so you can see them in the bag, and I really like how that looks. And then I just layered it up with a little piece of flag and then a little piece of that, this lace right here. I had one little piece left, so I just layered it on that little tag, which I think actually Lynette might have done that. I might have got that straight from her. Okay, you could see the doily here again. I use that as a stencil quite often in this book, and because I just really loved how it turned out. But this time I did use the red one, which I think is brick something brick. So I just wrote the scripture and then wrote a little quote from the devotional on the middle. This is one of the cards. This is a little card that came in the collection. And I can't believe that, but this one happens to be the same. The scripture was like perfect because it says wonderful for wildflowers. And I'm just like, oh, it's talking about flowers in the scripture. And I happen to be using it for this scripture page or this page. So it was perfect. What I did here was I took the index card and I weaved this little eyelash trim inside, so it's like stuck on the bottom here, and then I just glued it on the thing, so it's kind of, I don't know. I think it looks really cool. I love how this little page turned out. And then I just have a journaling card in there. And then I have this little thing, which I'm journaling on the back. Oh, so this is the bag. So you can tell, here's the other remnants of the bag. So I had this piece, and then I just wanted to make it a little pocket. So that's why, and then I had that little leftover piece, and I stuck it on this page. And so, yeah. And then this just has some washi tape down the middle. The other thing that I did was there is a piece of that paper, this paper right here. So that piece of paper is actually right here on this book. But again, I'm a completionist, and I was going to have one more paper left if I had left that there. So I literally just ripped it, or I just cut it, and then I washi taped it underneath. This washi tape is that piece of paper so that it would still stay in the book, but then I wouldn't have that piece of paper and not have a blank piece of paper in the middle of my book. And then I just layered up some tickets and a little die cut there. Got some journaling on this guest check inside this pocket. And then the scripture. And then for this one, again, since I'm a completionist, and you know, this particular month I didn't do every single day, and it only has 28 days. So I didn't do every single day. Plus it only has 20 days. Usually it's like perfect. Usually it's like exactly 30. But I didn't have as many days because I didn't complete them all. So what I did was I just took this piece of paper, and it had that little flap. This little piece right here was actually attached to it. So I just cut this little piece off, and then I just made this little pocket. And then I have the scripture in here, and this little quote from the devotional scripture, and then some journaling on the back of this little card. Again, I did some layering. These were from my stash. I'd use some of that lace. I did a little bit of layering. I did a little string, and then the flower that actually came directly from Lynette. She did that on one of hers, so I'm like, oh, I was inspired to do it on mine. I just altered this inventory tag with a doily, and then the couple of little pieces of bling that came in this collection, and a little sticker that came from my stash. And then I did also another stencil here. So this stencil is actually this doily. So yeah, and that's it. That is the end. Let me put this other thing back real quick. Yep, so that is my February devotional book. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. It really does help YouTubers get noticed in other people's feeds and stuff. So it's a great way to kind of share the video without really sharing it. And of course, you can always share the video too by clicking on the little share button, and you can text it to people or put it on your Facebook page or Instagram or whatever. But anyway, if you like my channel and like my videos, please go ahead and subscribe down below. And I will see you again real soon in my next video. Bye for now.